Listen, Gemini. Before opening the cards and reading the sky that speaks to you today, receive this loving warning that does not come to scare you, but to awaken you. There are forces seeking your attention through noise. There are shadows disguised as certainties that offer you shining chains so that they seem like jewels. Do you see them? Do you feel how that breeze approaches, chilling the soul when someone smiles with their mouth but denies you with their gaze? It is no coincidence that you are here today, with your eyes upon these words and your heart beating like an ancient drum. This message is sacred. The cards reveal the threshold, the subtle border between what you think you are and what destiny has already written for you. And I, with a maternal voice, tell you, do not fear. The light knows you by your name, and the darkness can only imitate. There are signs on your path, a conversation that ends abruptly, a dream that repeats with symbols of doors and keys, an object that appears and disappears as if playing with you. What does it mean? It means you are being called to choose. Will you follow the echo of others' doubts or listen to your own song? You, child of air, twin of the word, bridge between thought and speech, remember that your gift is clarity when you stop to breathe. Breathe now. Feel your chest open like a window, and the air entering brings the smell of freshly baked bread. Nourishment for the spirit, promise of home. It is no coincidence. It is a sacred message. Outside, voices demand haste, demand answers, push you as if the river of your life were a competition. But the current that belongs to you does not drown. It sustains you. How to recognize it? Observe where peace exists. Observe which word feels clean upon your tongue. Observe which gaze returns innocence to you. When the world confuses your steps, return to the center. The fever lowers, the cloud clears, and the path shows white stones that guide you. Today the warning is clear. There are shortcuts that do not suit you. There are hands that ask more than they give. There are promises that sound sweet but smell of mold. The cards show me a balance that first wavers and then steadies. Divine justice does not arrive running. It arrives walking with a firm step. And you will receive it better if you have already set your table in order, if you have placed bread, water, salt, word, and silence in their places. Are you ready to order? Say it with me, and say it with your voice, not mine. I walk in light and nothing stops me. Feel it in your bones, like a bell that lights up within. 4 questions will come, and questions are doors. Trials will come, and trials are keys. Ancient voices will come reminding you of guilt that no longer belongs to you. When they arrive, embrace them as one embraces a frightened child, and let them go gently. Why fight with shadows when you can light a candle? No one can extinguish a flame lit by truth. Truth is your home. Lies are a cold hotel corridor. If you get lost, return to the smell of bread, to the rhythm of your chest, to the word you know is yours. I whisper it to you like someone tucking in a blanket. It is no coincidence. It is a sacred message. Now it is your turn to tune the ear that listens to the invisible. When the clock marks that hour in which you usually get distracted, remember this calling. When the phone rings and something in you recoils, attend first to your intuition. When they offer you a deal with easy glitter, read between the lines. If the promise binds your neck, it is not a promise. It is a chain. And you were born for air and wings, not for iron. What do you choose today? Light or darkness, freedom or chains? Answer yourself with a small but firm gesture. Straighten your back, relax your jaw, let your shoulders fall. You are already saying yes to what is good for you. You are already saying no to what shrinks your soul. And listen, for the balance I see in the sky begins to anchor in justice. No one will be able to steal what was written with your name. Neither yesterday nor tomorrow. Today. This is your consecrated today. There are enemies that are not people, and I tell you this with the care of a mother who patiently combs your hair so you may go out into the world without knots. Sometimes your enemy is the harsh word you whispered to yourself for years. Sometimes it is that old script that told you that you must prove everything to deserve. Sometimes it is the fear of shining because you are afraid someone will judge you for shining. Who taught you to hide your sun? The cards show figures in the shadows. Two silhouettes whispering, gestures of envy hiding behind jokes, comments that arrive with a twisted smile. Do not be afraid. Those who envy your flight look at you from their cage. Those who wish to stop you do so because they have already seen you move forward. And how to protect yourself. Not with noise, not with fights, not with eye for eye that tires and impoverishes. Protect yourself with coherence. What you think, speak it. What you say, do it. What you do, bless it. Protect yourself with cleanliness. Open your windows at dawn, shake the corners, thank the water as it falls into your hands. Protect yourself with limits. Whoever comes with farewell on their tongue, let them leave with blessing. Do you now see the difference between chain and bracelet? A chain imprisons you. A bracelet adorns you. And you need adornments that remind you that you are free. Do you want a concrete sign? It will come in the form of a conversation in which someone asks you to silence your truth so as not to disturb others. That is the moment of your luminous breakthrough. Speak the truth with grace. Speak the truth as one offers clean water. And if they turn their backs, remember, it is not your back, it is theirs. Divine justice will act like a river that, though winding, always finds the sea. Malicious gestures will fall on their own, like overripe fruit that no longer holds to the tree. You do not need to push. Only lightly shake the branch with the light of your honesty. The reading also shows an ancient wooden door. You touch it, and it creaks. It is the memory of an old grievance. On the other side there is no monster, only a version of you that still trembles. Embrace it. Whisper in its ear. We are no longer there. And when you close that door, another will open with golden hinges. Where does it lead? To a space where your word carries weight and your silence restores. There, clean associations await you. Alliances that do not ask you to divide yourself in order to belong. Is that not what you have always longed for, Gemini whole and not split? Decree it again, with the solemnity of one who lights a candle before the night. I walk in light and nothing stops me. See how, as you speak it, knots you did not know you carried begin to loosen. See how your back gains height. See how your laughter rings clearer. Is it not beautiful to watch light do its work without violence? Is it not powerful to realize that truth does not need to shout? And yet, I will tell you more. Divine justice not only corrects what is unjust, it also rewards the quietly faithful. That care you gave someone when no one was watching, that project you sustained when no one believed, that beautiful word you gave yourself when no one else did, will return to you multiplied, like seeds that at last find rain and fertile soil. What do you need to contribute? Gentle perseverance, the kind that neither yields nor hardens. If the ghosts of doubt return, smell them. Ghosts do not smell like bread. If they return with tricks, look them in the eye. They cannot withstand the gaze of one who knows who they are. And you today are knowing yourself. Return to your small rituals, a glass of water at dawn, a hand over your heart before deciding, a brief prayer saying, thank you, even for what you do not yet understand. For heaven understands before you do, and it is guiding you patiently, like a mother waiting at the door until the child remembers the way. It is no coincidence. It is a sacred message. And if suddenly the idea assails you that you are alone, ask yourself, how could someone written in a book of stars ever be alone? Your name shines there. Your name is not erased by human whispers. Now, listen to what the sky tells of your visible paths. Love, money, work. In love, the cards open a rose that was half-bloomed. Do you smell it? It has that fragrance between sweet and fresh that announces beginnings. If you are in a relationship, an honest conversation will bring relief. The cards say that a misunderstanding dissolves like sugar in water when it is named with tenderness, and that a medium-term plan, a nearby trip, a small shared project, a symbolic move from what no longer serves to what does, will put new wings on what seemed tired. If you are single, The sign is an encounter with someone who speaks with the same music as you. There are synchronicities in dates and words, as if destiny played sweet jokes on you. Do not hide for fear it is too good to be true. Too good for whom? You have paid enough tolls in doubts. Trust. Repeat inwardly, I receive what is right without guilt, without haste, and without masks. In money, a card of order and another of expansion appear. First clean, then sow. Review what you have accepted out of habit, cut expenses that are chains disguised as pleasure, and keep what truly ignites your expansion. A professional offer arrives as a contained invitation. It does not come with fanfare, it comes with seriousness. Accepting it brings growth step by step, rung by rung. Remember, what rises suddenly falls suddenly. What rises with rhythm stays. And you are better off staying, building, weaving. In work, the figure of the messenger appears. You. You are called to communicate, to translate, to connect. An idea of yours that was once ignored now becomes indispensable. Will you present it with pride or with apology? Choose serene pride. Do not shrink to make space for anyone's vanity. If tension arises with a figure of authority, tell your nerves, I do not fight for the light fights for me by showing what is true. Act with rigor and beauty. Deliver on time, argue with facts, rap with form. There is no stronger spell than sustained excellence. Protective color, deep emerald, to call forth the heart's balance and the magnetism of abundance. Wear it in a garment, in a ring, in a detail that caresses your gaze as the day begins. Lucky numbers: 3 for beginnings, 5 for freedom that orders without breaking you, 14 for temperance in the midst of noise, 23 for fair agreements, 33 for protection that accompanies you when you carry a message, 55 for changes that bring well-being. Spiritual energy, luminous mercurial in dialogue with a wise moon. Translation: clear thought, healing word, intuition that does not need to shout to be heard. Practice a gesture to anchor it. Before opening your mouth, place your tongue on the palate and breathe twice through your nose. It is an ancient code that tells the body, we are safe, we can speak from the light. In friendship, beware of advice that are little boxes of fear. Accept only what expands you. In family, a cycle of reconciliation asks for your humble voice. Not to yield everything, but to remember the essential. In the health of the soul, release multitasking as if dropping a bunch of heavy keys. Keep only the key of today. Do you realize the difference between doing 100 things from anxiety and doing one thing with faith? The second opens true doors. Decree it a third time, planting it in your body like a seed that will know when to sprout. I walk in light and nothing stops me. Do you feel it differently now? The first time was promise. The second, protection. The third is identity. You no longer say it as a wish, you say it as truth. And what is declared in truth becomes home. Return now to your day with this home in your chest. You will see signs where before you saw coincidences, you will see allies where before you saw spectators, you will see paths where before you saw walls. You, Gemini, are bridges. Honor your sacred architecture. And so we arrive at the promise heaven keeps for you when you choose the side of light, when you choose not to negotiate your dignity for applause, when you choose freedom over chains with glitter. The promise is clear and does not need capital letters to be great. Victory, love, and abundance. What kind of victory? The kind that does not humiliate, that does not want losers, that knows it is triumph because everyone gains something when you are faithful to yourself. You gain your peace, the world gains a clean word, your home gains another laughter, your work gains a better bridge. What love? The one that resembles a well-rooted tree. It gives shade, it gives fruit, and also space around for the wind to sing. It does not control, it accompanies. It does not demand, it invites. It does not shout, it sings. And what abundance! The one that is felt first in the soul and then in the account. The calm of knowing that there is always provision when you do your part with honesty and beauty. The cards show harvest, Hands that gather without haste, baskets that do not empty, a path traveled without thorns that wound bare feet. Does this mean there will be no challenges? When has it ever been easy for a sign born with 2 wings? The challenge of every bird is to care for the strength of its chest to sustain flight. You have already learned to do it. Your trials will not be punishment, they will be training. They will strengthen your core so that, when life asks for altitude, you respond with elegance. Today I tell you in a clear and gentle voice. No one will be able to extinguish what heaven lit on your forehead. Divine justice, that balance we saw tremble and then settle, will bring exposure of truths and also beneficial silences. There will be things that simply stop happening because you are no longer available for them. That is a discreet and daily miracle. When you choose your light, darkness loses interest. Continue your rituals of protection. The glass of water at dawn, gratitude before eating, the word, thank you, when closing your eyes, emerald as a greeting to the day. Continue your rituals of expansion. Write down 3 ideas per week and choose 1 to put into action. Allocate a part of your income, even if small, to sow into education, art, beauty. Offer a blessing word to someone who does not expect it and see how it returns to you as opportunity. When in doubt, return to the rose you smelled in love, to the prudently ascending staircase of work, to the balance that steadies, to the bread that smells of home. Ask yourself, is it light or darkness? Is it freedom or chain? Does my chest open or contract? The body is also an oracle, and today yours speaks with tenderness. And if the echo of those enemies who once hurt you remains, look at them with the distance of one who understands that everyone battles with their own shadows. Release them into the river of divine justice, which does not need your resentment to do its work. You, instead, need your joy to create what belongs to you. A time of fair contracts is coming, of clear agreements, of ideas that find a home, of loves that do not demand you stand still to feel safe. A time is coming when, at the end of the day, you will say, I did what I had to do with love and beauty. That is the seal of the victor. And if you still ask yourself what to do with that small unease that insists on moving at your side, turn it into dance. Walk a little slower at the start of the day, smile at someone for no reason, name aloud 3 things that are already well. Do not give your voice to the shadow. Give your hands to the light. And when you finish reading, write your faith, because written faith becomes architecture. Final promise, sustained by heaven and earth. The victory you claim today will be visible, the love you bless today will be a mirror, the abundance you thank for today will be a river. But listen, as my voice folds back like one who keeps a beloved handkerchief in a drawer. Your part is to remain in truth, to use your gift of words to heal and not to wound, to sustain beauty even in the small. If a tear appears, let it roll. It is water that cleanses. If laughter bursts, let it ring. It is a bell calling to the feast. Today, beloved Gemini, your sky opens. Today, the cards and the stars sing your name. Today, you say yes to yourself. And with this certainty, I leave you a final caress, brief and luminous. Thank you for existing. Thank you for listening. Thank you for choosing the light. Go and be yourself, with air in your lungs and truth on your tongue. From my heart to yours, with tenderness and faith. Write in the comments. I, Gemini, decree victory, love, and abundance right now. It is done.